Hey guys, hello. How's it going? I feel like I haven't been here for a little bit. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a good day so far. It is a little bit early. It's not 2 o'clock yet, but I wanted to pop in and make sure I got your questions answered. There were just a couple little questions today. Cam is away this week, so he says hello. He's in Japan. He and my son are both in Japan for 2 weeks visiting his brother, so it's a nice kind of experience for them. Okay, anyways, couple of questions. The first one, Jean, I don't know why, but my heels hurt. Any suggestions on fixing that so I can go back to exercising normally again? Heels. It could, the first thing I thought was potentially some plantar fasciitis, but that's typically not, well, depends on where that is. One of the things that I do, if that's kind of potential of what that might be, is get on a ball, so a racquetball, tennis ball, and just be rolling those feet on the ball. You can have a band and you sit with your leg extended and you flex your foot. So if this is your leg, you flex your foot, putting the band and pulling the toes back, getting a nice stretch there. Calf stretches, that type of thing is kind of what my go-to would be to try and see if we can, maybe there's some fascia that's a bit stuck and glued that we can try and loosen up a little bit. But honestly, going to a physio, going to see someone who can properly assess you is really the best way to go. Family doctor-ish maybe, but I would go to a physio, someone who has a bit more ability to get in there and diagnose and give you some potential treatment options for that heel. But yeah, definitely do it, because the longer you're off, the more kind of you end up kind of backpedaling in terms of your overall fitness and your mental health and all of that kind of stuff. So get in there for sure and see what they might have to say about it. Okay. Horace, hi. Thank you for the info. So exercise. Every time I walk lately, only 5 minutes or so, my left leg is burning from the top knee to the foot. I think that's supposed to say it's from the top of the knee to the foot. Maybe sciatica. Do you have a video on the subject? I also have a treadmill test coming up. Okay. So sciatica tends to be a little bit more in your thigh, so radiating potentially down the outside of your leg and then through your knee, back of your knee and down. It tends to be a little bit more up there and almost a bit like a toothache and not necessarily related to when you're exercising. So I'm not initially just reading the words. I don't automatically go to potential sciatica. Could be, but that's not where I go to. My initial thought, and I believe, Horace, I can't totally remember off the top of my head, but I believe that there's potentially some cardiovascular disease in your world. I forget. Anyways, some cardiovascular disease in your world. So what I'm initially thinking of here in terms of the cardiac perspective is some potential peripheral vascular disease. So that narrowing process that happens in the coronary arteries, so the arteries that sit on top of the heart, and they start to get that narrowing, which decreases the overall blood flow to the heart muscle itself. That process can happen not only in the coronary arteries, it can happen everywhere. And so specifically, we do tend to see that a little bit more in those legs, almost causing like this kind of burning, kind of crampy sensation, specifically in the calves is where a lot of people do get that. So if that sounds familiar to you, where you get walking and then after a few minutes of walking, it starts to come on and gets a little bit stronger, I would maybe go and talk to your doctor about it. There is some testing that you can do that's really non-invasive. One is called an ankle brachial index test that they can do that gives a little bit of, it basically compares your pressures from your upper body to your lower body to kind of give a little bit of an idea of how the whole circulatory system is functioning and if there's maybe something going on there. But it would be something to talk to your doctor about. And sooner versus later. It's not putting you at any sort of risk, but again, same thing with Jean, in the sense that if it's limiting you, if it's making it so that it's really making it really hard to walk and move, we want to try and figure that out as soon as we can so that we can limit any sort of downtime that you're having to keep you overall healthy. So that's my first thing. If it is peripheral vascular disease or something like that, then I would suggest you continue to try to walk. Even if it means slowing your pace down, even if it means walk for 5 minutes, stop and rest, and then go for 5 minutes, stop and rest, continuing to do that as much as you can is a great option. Or doing some seated cardio, strength training, all of that kind of stuff would be great options too in the meantime while you're working to figure that out. But I would talk to your doctor about it. How's it going? All right, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. And yeah, sending my love to you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.